Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Yeah, man, just like that, she was gone, man. It was surreal. It was crazy because, like I say, I had gotten in such a comfort zone, man, and you know, when you in something like that, man, it changes your whole attitude, man. All the dudes that was, you know, annoying to me, all the dudes that I probably would have been in, you know, I just had ignored a lot of stuff. I was trying so hard not to get in trouble, not to mess up that situation because it was a magnificent situation to be in, to be incarcerated, and to be able to be involved in what I was involved in, and to be able to have the perks that came with it was just crazy. And I just ain't wanted to be messed up at any cost. And then all the precautions that I took, all the different moves that I made to make sure that I could secure what was going on, you know, it always gonna be something that you can't see. And I could not foresee that, and she could not foresee that, and they just moved her, man, and it was crazy. Now I still had the phone, so we still was conversating every day. You know, she was so upset. She was trying everything she could to possibly get back over there, telling the people that she didn't like it over there, that, you know, this, that, and the third. It won't none of that working because just like they control us, they control the workers. Whatever they tell them to go to work, that's where they got to go to work. Now, I doubt, excuse me, very seriously if they knew anything, because if they knew anything, they would have came at me. So it was just an administrative move that they choose to make, man. It was just unfortunate for our situation, you know, but she would take breaks and try to come all the way over there just to see me, just to look at me, you know. And it was crazy because she was taking too many chances and she was opening up too many eyes because people would see her come over there and know that she didn't work over there. But her excuse would be when she was coming back to holler at some of her old co-workers. But she used to get so caught up that one day she came over there and I was standing out there in the entryway talking to a male CO, and she came walking over there and everything, and she jumped in the conversation, was talking, but the way she was looking at me made him look at her, and he was like, And I had on it was summertime, I just had on a white beater and some shorts because I was going to go outside to work out, but I got in a conversation with him, and she was like talking to me and everything, and so we went to move out of the way from the entryway over here, and she like put her hand on me and touched me and stuff, and he seen it, and it made him like, you know, like, what's going on? So I can remember, man, when we had the conversation or whatever, she had to leave to go back to work, he was asking me questions like, man, what's up with her, man? She was touching all on you and stuff. You know, he said, what's going on? I said, man, ain't nothing going on. I said, I don't know what's wrong with her. I said, I guess she hadn't seen us over here so long. You know, she used to work the booth, and then he said, yeah, but man, she out of bounds. You know, so I was scared because I thought he might go back and tell something. Although he was an all right officer, I just had that feeling, always get that feeling of nervousness. And like I said, I was still riding dirty. I still had that phone. I didn't need no CO coming to my cell for nothing. You see what I'm saying? But it was little things like that. But you know, it went on, you know, and she started coming over there less because, like I said, I was telling her that was just, you know, that was troublesome right there, and that was going to open up too many eyes. But, like I said, we continued to conversate and everything, but it wasn't nothing else I could do. It was nothing I could do. It was nothing she could do. And as time went on, I started talking to her less and less, you know what I'm saying, because I had so many other things going on, and she was over there, I'm over here. It was nothing that I could do. And then I could remember, man, always something, man. I can remember this Bama in the park. You know, he was arguing about a haircut, and he didn't get one in enough time, and you know, I'm cutting everybody's hair, and I'm not cutting his, and he out there in the park running his mouth, and he talking about me, and it's getting back to me. So, you know, I pull up on him, you know, asking did he have a problem with me, you know, because like I say, I address all issues, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm like the mailman, you know, rain, snow, sleet, or shine, I'm gonna show up, you know, if you keep my name in your mouth. So I put up on him and I asked him about it, and he just got to popping off, man. Yeah, man, I asked you for a haircut last week, and you up here, blah, 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 woo, woo. And then he said something that he should not have said, man, because like I say, dudes be dry snitching, and they be saying stuff and putting stuff out there in the air, and that stuff travel, man. It travel to spread like cancer. So he said, yeah, you know, I know you mad because that old B gone, you know. I said, what you say? He said, yeah, that old B gone in the booth. You used to be always up there talking to her and everything. Couldn't nobody get no haircut. Now she gone, and a brother still can't get no haircut. Boom! Punched him right in his mouth. Bing! So he slide across the floor. So I wait for him to get up and see if he really wants some wreck. You know, he got up, he really wanted some wreck. So he come charging me and I give him the business. You know, he should have listened to me ducking that hook. Boom, bing, bing! I catch him, drop him again. When I drop him this time, he down there for a minute. I could have did him dirty. I could have stomped him, did whatever to him, you know what I'm saying? I'm still giving him a chance to get up because I know he ain't got nothing coming. So he get up, his mouth all bleeding, his nose bleeding and everything, and then he get loud and all that. Oh yeah, that's all you mad because I'm telling the truth. I said, do you want to fight or what? Why you running your mouth? Let's fight. You know, nah, yeah. And he talked so loud that the person in the booth seeing it, and we sitting there arguing, they see the blood on him. Bang, bang, they make the call, man. Next thing you know, the people running all in the side door. All right, everybody to your cell. Go to your cell. Everybody to your cell. Woo, woo. Turn around. Put the cuffs on. They come grab both of us, you know, lock us up, you know, ask me what's happening. They ask him what's happening. He steady running his mouth. Man, yeah, I kill you. All this fake stuff. They ask me what's going on. I said, I don't even know what's happening. I don't know what's going on, man. You know, well, the CEO in the booth said that y'all was fighting. I said, man, I won't fight nobody. You know what I'm saying? Lock me up, lock him up. You know what I'm saying? I got the phone, you know what I'm saying? But I got the phone in a secure spot. You see what I'm saying? They can't find it. I ain't even worrying about them finding it. Where I gotta hear that up there is no way in the world that they're gonna be able to find it. I know it because it's just a spot that they would never look at. So, you know, they lock me up, man. They lock him up, you know what I'm saying? My cellie don't even know where the phone is at, you know? So, man, I go to jail, so I'm in the jail. You know, I'm in the jail, and I guess the word that got out on the compound that I'm locked up, so the word that got back to her, she is scared and nervous because of the simple fact that, you know, on the phone, I got pictures, you know, she have sent me pictures and stuff before, so I got pictures. So she thinking if they find the phone, you know, they gonna find the pictures, she gonna be at risk, she gonna get fired, blah, 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 all this and all that. So, man, I can remember being back there in the jail, man, waiting to go to a hearing, do all the stuff that they got to do when you back there. Man, I'm back there one day, I'm laid up in the cell. Ain't nothing in the cell when you're in segregation, just you, a bed, and a sink, and a toilet, you know. So I'm back there, and lo and behold, she came to the door. You know what I'm saying? I'll get up, I'm like, what? So I get up, I go to the door. She was like, yeah, I heard you was locked up, you back here and other stuff. I said, well, what you doing over here, man? You know you can't be coming back here. She was like, yeah, I just said I was coming back here to holler at this other officer, but I just wanted to stop by here and make sure you was all right. And she said, what about the phone? Do they got the phone? I said, nah, they ain't got the phone, you know what I'm saying? She said, where is that? I said, don't worry about it. It's out there, it's in a safe place. They not gonna find it. You ain't gotta worry about it. But you know my pictures is on the phone. I said, don't worry about it, you good, you know good. But she was concerned about me, but I think she was really more concerned about her and her job, which I can understand, you know, that was her livelihood. You know, she was young, this was her job. I don't know if she was gonna make it a career or whatever. But, you know, I told her she was safe, she was good, so she ended up leaving. You know, I ended up staying back there for probably about a month and a half. I got out, man. They did not put me back in the same block. I had to go back over, but I was on the same side. But I had to go back down there, take risks on going in their block, going in there, go get the phone. You know, different people was in the cell. I had to ask them, could they get out the cell for a minute and let me get something, which is crazy within itself. How a dude gonna say, man, I'm gonna leave up out my cell, let you go up in here, all my stuff up here. I said, man, I got something here, man, I need to get, but I don't need you to see where I get it from, man. And you know, check me when I leave. I ain't gonna take none of your stuff. I ain't gonna touch none of your stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up getting the phone, man, and getting back to where I needed to get, man, you know, unscathed. I didn't get caught coming in and out the building and everything, but it was crazy. But that right there was the end of the relationship. After that, you know, I guess she was so scared that, you know, when I went to call her, when I ended up getting the phone to let her know that I got the phone, everything is cool, I'm gonna delete your pictures, you ain't gotta worry about it, boom, boom, boom. When I called the number, the number was no longer in service. It was no longer in service. I don't know if she changed her number or whatever the situation may be, but, you know, that was the end of it, man. But It was an experience for me, man, and not now one that I regret, not one bit, because like I say, at that time and at that moment in my life, it was good for me. It was good for me. It was needed for me. It was a growing situation that I grew out of. I learned a lot of things. I learned how to move different. You know what I'm saying? I learned what to do, what not to do, what precautions to take. Everything that you go through is a learning experience. So it was a learning experience for me, man. And it was one, like I say, that I don't regret. I don't wish her nothing but well. You know, I can remember, you know, she had a cousin that worked there. Yeah, he was one of the worst COs there, man. Completely opposite personality than her. Nasty, one of them nasty dudes. He was a dude. He was nasty. He was on the TAC team. That's the run-in crew. That's the crew that go around on the compound. They got a whole little mob called the TAC team. They run in when it's trouble. They extract you. They put on the little Ninja Turtle suits and run down on you with the nightsticks and the mace and the shark shield and all of that. And he was a part of that. You know what I'm saying? That was part of his job. So they may be about 15, 25 deep, you know, at the most. And they had their little, and they raid people. They come breaking your cell at the end of in the middle of the night, checking for drugs, phones, you know, Bethlehems, all of that. They had their own little mob. And that was their job on the compound besides their regular CO job. So whenever they weren't doing any of them type of tactics right there, he'd have a regular job. Might be working on the yard, might work in a booth or something. But he was just super nasty, and everybody knew he was nasty. He always tried to give you charges. He always got something negative to say. He always getting smart out of his mouth, acting like he was a tough guy. Little do he know, you know, I know everything about him, you know, through her. I know everything about him. So every time he was around me and he used to be talking that tough talk, or I used to hear him, or he used to be acting the way he acting, I used to be laughing. Because little do he know, it has been times that he was actually one of the girl's favorite cousin. They lived close to each other, so he was over her house often. And a lot of times when she was off work and he's over her house often, and I'm talking to her on the phone and he's right there talking to her too, have no idea that I'm right there listening to him. Have no idea that I know all about his life. I know about his marriage. I know about, you know, his kids. I know about I know everything about him through, you know, through her, just through conversation, because it was times that all we did was have conversations for hours and hours on end. You know, you have to talk about something, and normally people, that's what they do. They talk about their life. So I knew all the things about him, man. So everything he would portray when he came in there to me was comical, because I knew that all the things you saying was false. He had, you know, had got beat up one time real bad, got jumped by some dudes, and he had came to work and his leg was hurting, and he had told the people, no, he had left work one time because he had broke his leg and was gone for a minute. And when he came back, he was telling people that, you know, he had a car wreck and all this and all that. But I actually know some dudes jump you and beat your butt for running your mouth out there on the street. You know what I'm saying? So when I would see him, he would always act real tough, and he ain't even like me. He used to say stuff to me, and I used to, you know, I'm going to talk back. You know, talk to me, I talk back. So I ain't never revealed nothing that she said to me, because I never wanted him to know. He would know that the only way I possibly could have known was her telling me, you know. So I never revealed that to him. But I remember he was talking tough to me one day, man, and I was just looking at him and I was laughing, man. And he was just like, oh, you think it's funny? You think it's funny? And I was like, I think it's absolutely funny. You know, and I'm looking at him, and he looking at me, and he just running his mouth. He want me to say something for him to give me a charge. He want me to say something for him to lock me up, but I don't even give him that satisfaction. I just laugh at him. But man, it was just comical. I remember even later on down the line when I was in the hole, you know, ended up leaving him off the compound for the phone and stuff. So I was back there, and he had to work back there, and dudes used to be arguing with him all day long, just arguing, because every time he come back there, he antagonized people. He arguing with people, and they arguing with him. And man, he used to be saying all this stuff like he was such a gangster. And man, I wanted to tell him so bad that I knew that he was just a chump, a sucker, a certified bammer. But I just could never say nothing. I just took joy in knowing what I knew about him, man. And he stopped by my cell one day, and he said, come up to the bars. Come up to the bars. I said, what's up? He said, come up to the bars. So I came up to the bars, and when I came up to the bars, he leaned real close to the bars, and our faces about this close. He said, yeah, I know. I said, you know what? He said, yeah, I know. I ain't gonna say nothing because it's my cousin, but I know. And he walked away from the bars. I was like, I don't know what you talking about. And he left. Now, obviously he knew, because for him to say that, I don't know if she ended up telling him or whatever, man. But when he said that, I was like, oh, man, the first chance this dude get, he gonna try to cross me up. But I was back there for the phone, and I was gonna be there long anyway, so he could do very minimal damage. But that was crazy. You know, when I seen him come back around for another round, he stopped by to say, I said, man, what are you talking about? And he just got back up close to the bars and said something. He said, don't worry about it. He said, I ain't gonna say nothing. I just wanted to let you know before you leave that I know. I said, yeah, well, whatever. Whatever you know, good for you. You know what I'm saying? And he walked on about his business. Walked on about his business, man. I was glad he was gone. And I know if I would have stayed on that compound and I would have got back out there, I know he would have found his way to me to cross me up, or either to bring that tack team to my cell and try to surprise me and catch me dirty with something or whatever. But man, yeah, I wanted to tell him, yeah, well, I ain't want to confirm though, but I want to tell him, yeah, and I know a lot about you, my friend, a lot, you know. But I used to actually be sitting right there listening to him talk about his life, talking to her while she on the phone. He has no idea who she talked to, so I could actually hear him talking, hear him, the way he act on the street. And he act nothing like what he portrayed when he was on the inside of there. Nothing at all. So, you know, that's just something that was a crazy dynamic to me. And it also, like I say, it opened my eyes up to see, because when you be in there, you in there like I was for so long, you only know what you see with the officers. You only know what they portray to you. You never know their real life, because they keep that from you at all costs. And they all try to make it seem like their life so, you know, grandiose and so fabulous, and they got no problems, you know, and like we just the scum of the earth, and we, you know, look at you, you locked up, you ain't worth nothing, you ain't this, that, and the third. I'm out here living. And the dudes will always throw it in your face. Oh yeah, well, you know, I'm out here, I'm effing every night. I got women, you ain't got nothing. You ain't here masturbating, you ain't got nothing. La, la, la. They'll throw that in your face so much, you know what I'm saying? And man, you know, just to be able to know and look at somebody who I know that everything you saying is false, I just took, you know, satisfaction in that alone, man. But even with her life, you know, when you look at her, she was always well dressed, had a uniform on real nice. She was a real nice looking woman, but she was going through a whole, you know, lot of issues too. She needed that job, you know what I'm saying? She needed that job. She had 2 kids, you know. She had a boyfriend that she had been with since high school. He won't nothing. He had abused her, this, that, and the third. You just learn so much behind the scenes, you know. Things are never what they seem at the surface. But being in the position that we're in, we're never out here in society. We've been locked up for so long. We only know what we know, and we can only see what they present to us. And they never gonna present the bad side to us. They always gonna make us feel, you know, littler than them, smaller than them, and like we beneath them. So, you know, that was an eye-opener to me as well, not to look at all these people as the way they try to present themselves to us. They human just like we human. We just in a bad position right now. And you know what I'm saying? That took a lot off of me from, I never really let, you know, it affect me that much anyway, them belittling me or looking down at me, because I always knew who I was. But that even solidified it for me that I know you are not who you portray to be. I know your life is not the way it is, because if it was, you wouldn't even be working in here. I'm here by force. You here by force as well, not choice. Because if you weren't here, you wouldn't even be able to take care of yourself. You need this job just like you need me to be here. And it made me, you know, that convinced that for me, that solidified it for me, which I always thought anyway, because I don't feel like working in prison would be anybody's first choice. You see what I'm saying? You need this as much as I want to get out of here. You need to be in here, you know. So yeah, that was something, man, that I learned. Like I say, man, it's a blessing in every lesson. So, you know, that lesson, man, and the blessing was that it opened my eyes to a lot of things and made me understand, you know, and look at things a little bit different, or either confirm to me the things that I thought, you know what I'm saying, what it may be, it really was. But yeah, those were just some of those things that I went through in there, man. And like I say, I seen so many dynamics with that entanglements, as you would say, in the words of Jada and Will, since they on everybody's lips these days. The entanglements, man, that you can get into when you start messing with these female officers, because like I say, they can turn that page on you at any time. You know, they can do anything they want to do. They can say anything they want to say to you, sexually or otherwise. Because if you don't reciprocate that or you say something about it, they ain't got to do nothing but turn around and say you said that to them. They didn't say that to you, and you late, man. It ain't nothing that they gonna believe an officer saying that you said that the officer said something sexual to you and she saying you said something sexual to her. There's no way they're gonna believe you over her. No way possible. You see what I'm saying? No way possible. So you're always in a lose-lose position when you put yourself in these situations, man. So it's something to think about. It's something to keep, on your mind when you're in that position. But I also know the other side as well. I know the need. I know the want. I know the desire for a man to want to be with a woman when he in that position. And if the opportunity presents itself, 10 times out of 10, he's probably going to take it. You know what I'm saying? 10 times out of 10, or at least 9.5 times out of 10, he's going to take it. So, but like I say, there's a lot to come with it, man, just like anything else. But over the years, man, I've seen a lot of situations, man, with these female officers, man. And I've seen some, like I say, that turned out, the best for them. I've seen many, man, probably more than I can, bring up at the top of my head, of females who left, who actually married, the inmate, married the convict, and still with him to this day. Ride out penitentiary to penitentiary, year after year, decades, and stay with him, and it works out for them. But like I said, more often than not, it does not work out. And when it don't work out, it's usually going to be at the expense of the convict. Almost all the time, man. But these are just situations, man, that happen in penitentiary. Like I say, the only way that you can really avoid these situations is just not to put yourself in that position. Not to be in a position where you're going to be, disrespected, dehumanized, degraded, looked over, treated all types of ways that you don't agree with. You're not going to be able to control anything in your life. Everything in your life, you're going to have to try to micromanage it because the rules have already been made for you. The playing field is not going to be fair. You always go, and if you out here in the real world right now, even if you're out here in the real world right now and you're a minority, meaning you're a black man or a brown man or any other type of color, then you already know that the struggle is already harder than most. But at the same time, when you put yourself in a position to be removed from these streets and freedom and put in prison, and you don't have your freedom no more, you don't have your choices no more, you don't have the freedom to move and to make things happen, man, you have lowered yourself even that much more. Because like I say, the position that you already in is an uphill battle, but when you put yourself in prison, man, that hill becomes so much steeper, man, because you just treated so unfairly, man, and there's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. You can cry, you can write, only thing you can do is to try to better yourself in every way possible against all odds, no matter what nobody else think about you. You got to try to better yourself physically, better yourself mentally, better yourself spiritually, better yourself in every possible way that you can, because when the world's looking down upon you, you're supposed to be trying to lift yourself up. You have to find the belief in yourself that you better than what people think of you. You better than the way people treat you. You better than what they expect from you. Only you gonna be able to put that inside you. You not gonna have no inspiration around you to do that, because everything coming at you gonna be negative. So it's gonna have to be something that's gonna come out of you. It's gonna have to be internally. It's gonna have to come out of you. It's gonna have to be reinforced every day. People ask me all the time, man, how you survive 33 years. I say day by day. Day by day. It's going to have to be a day by day effort. It's going to have to be a day by day reinforcement. It's going to have to be day by day. You can't just set a plan and say, oh yeah, I'm going to do it this way and this is what's going to happen. No, because something different going to happen every day. Something different going to happen every day. Foolishness going to come from every angle. Every angle, man. Every angle is going to come at you. And I heard a lot of people say recently, especially recently, man, people saying, well, man, such say they did 15 years or they did 20 years and they ain't had no problems. Man, I don't believe that. And no disrespect to what nobody else say and no disrespect to what somebody else's experience was. But I don't believe that. I just don't believe. I can't believe that from my experience. Now I know people that did a lot of time and they very humble and they may have had minimal problems. But they had some problems. You understand me? They definitely had some problems. And in this day and age, and in Virginia, you're going to have some because of the way the gangs are in there now anyway. The gangs are running things in there. The gangs are taking over the prisons, you know. And if you're not a gang member, or you're not a killer or a gangster, or someone that's willing to die for yours and to take life for yours, they're going to run over top of you. You're going to have encounters with them. You definitely going to have encounters with you, because if nothing else, they're going to want something from you. Or they're going to expect something from you when you already got everybody else expecting something from you. You got the administration expecting things from you. You got officers expecting things from you. You got the system expecting things from you. And there you got these cats on your back expecting things from you. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to have to be able to set your own mark, and you're going to have to enforce it about who you're going to be and what you're going to be while you're in there. But like I say, the ultimate thing is not to put yourself in that position. But to say somebody can do 15 years, 20 years, 30 years and have no problems. I've met some of the humblest dudes in the world in prison, and they still had problems. Still had problems. Because that's just the nature of the atmosphere that we're in. That's the nature of the confinement, the proximity of which we live in. That's what it breeds. You know, that's what it breeds that's in there. It's a hate factory. That's all it is. People are hating their situation, they're hating the administration, they're hating what they did, they hating, you know, the things that they got to go through. It's just hate is in there. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to come across some type of problems when you're dealing with that much hate, you know, in one place, and you can't get out, you can't move, you can't go where you want to go, you can't up and leave and go to another city if you got problems, you know, like you can't do out here in the street. If I got a problem in this neighborhood, I move to another neighborhood. If I got a problem in this state, I can go to another state, because I have those choices. Those choices are removed from you when you're incarcerated. You got to deal with them problems. You know what I'm saying? And how you deal with them will determine how your sentence is going to go, how your bid is going to go. And, you know, it's not going to be easy either way you look at it, but you can determine how rocky it's going to be by the way you deal with your situations, because that is going to determine how people deal with you. You see what I'm saying? And like I say, when you do all of that, you making the choice that what you do may cost you time, even cost you to spend more time in prison. It may even cost you that. But it will cost you that at the expense of your respect, at the expense of your dignity. You see what I'm saying? Because when you lose that in prison, you done lost everything anyway, because they done already took the physical. But you cannot let them take your mental. You cannot let them take your spiritual. You can't let that happen, you know. You cannot let that happen. But, you know, like I say, man, I preach don't go to prison. That's my main solution to it all. Don't deal with it. Sit back on your couch, get some popcorn, you know, get a pen and a pad and take notes, and just listen to me talk about prison. Listen to me tell you about what's going on in there. Listen to me tell you about my experience and things that I had to endure, so you won't have to. So you won't have to. You understand? And the people that you love won't have to. Because if they ain't watching, it is up to you to pass this message on to them. Give this knowledge to them. Give this information to them. Because what do I tell you all the time? Misinformed people misinform people. We got to be better informed so we'll know what we're facing. You know, we'll know what we're facing. You know, everybody can't be prepared for a opponent that they know nothing about. Only few people can, you know. But when you know what the playing field is, when you know what you're up against, then you know how to make better decisions, man. So I say people who know better do better, man. So hopefully, man, some of these messages and some of these lessons, man, are getting through to some people, and it will change their mindset, man, and change the way they look at things, change the way they move, and they'll never put themselves in a position to be sitting where I'm sitting, telling you stories about prison. Because I'm lucky to have survived what I survived and made it through to get out here on the other side. Just like there's a Pac line that I would never forget, which is a lot of them I won't never forget. Salute to Tupac, the greatest of all times in my eyes, you know. But he said, yeah, they'd rather see us in hell, you know, in a cell where only few of us will live to tell. So I'm blessed to be lived to tell it, and I want to tell it so you won't have to be able to tell it, man. So salute to everybody out there on TBP, man. Much love, much respect. We be right back at you in a minute with some more of these stories, man. I had to get that off my chest. I hope it flowed well. I hope y'all could keep up with all the twists and turns, because I just was thinking in my mind about different people in different situations that has something to do with this. The entanglements that come along with messing with these female COs, and it goes on in every jail, in every prison around the globe. But just know what you're dealing with when you have to deal with it, if you have to deal with it. These are some of my experience. These are some of the things I've seen and know about. So I bring it to y'all, man. I hope you got something out of it. And like I say, in every lesson there's a blessing, and the blessing is you didn't have to go through it to get these messages, to get these blessings. You didn't have to go through it, man. And I'm here to give it to you, man, free of charge. So take heed to it. Pass it on. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell somebody about this movement we got going on over here, because we ain't going to stop. Positive energy all day, every day. Salute to TBP, my members. Zoom meeting coming soon. Y'all stay tuned, man. We got more things coming, and we got that cooking coming up over there on Pure Deliciousness too. So we're going to keep it rolling over here in 2022. Salute to everybody who rocking with me. Everybody that's on the Pound team, man, I love y'all. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions. And already, boom, duck that hook, man. It's coming. It's coming every time.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.